everyone and welcome to my final YouTube Ableton tutorial. In today's episode I'll just be going through some basic processes and effects that are built into Ableton Live 11. I should specify that everything I have done so far has been built in on Ableton Live. So yeah, you can definitely get some pretty cool stuff just built in right off the bat without having to go to the website to download anything. So yeah, I'll just go through my vocal first. And we'll just, I believe I put a reverb on that first of all. The vocal recording itself wasn't the best in the world because of the sort of equipment I have in the house at the moment, but hopefully a wee bit of reverb will maybe, emphasis on maybe, give it a bit of a boost sound quality wise. So I've just hit solo there, which means we'll hear that track only and nothing else. So the two main parts are reverb or size and decay time. Usually want them quite low, otherwise it will just start sounding quite muddy and in general just a bit too much for want of a better word. So yeah, we'll see how that sounds. Hello everyone and welcome to today's episode. Hello everyone and welcome to today's episode. So you can just see a massive difference in that. So yeah, I decided to adjust the dry and wet. Let's see how that sounds. Hello everyone and welcome to today's episode. So that sounds a bit more natural already. But, hello everyone and welcome to today's episode. So yeah, as I'm experimenting with here, usually too much reverb on a vocal file isn't the best idea. Hello everyone and welcome to today's episode. I think that's about the most natural sort of sounding reverb I got. I believe I also placed a channel EQ on this, as I'll show, as Pastros shows here. So yeah, this is a pretty basic sort of EQ, very good for a beginner. It's only got three options, the low, mids and highs. Usually in a vocal file you'd dip the lows a wee bit, you'd cut them quite a bit. Then highs, mids to highs usually want a boost, but as you'll hear from this recording there was a bit of click coming through my headphones. Hello everyone and welcome to today's episode. So yeah, and then we'll hear it with hello everyone and welcome to today's episode. So yeah, you can see that it sounds quite tinny already. So I decided to, I believe I boosted the mids. We'll see if I'm about to lie. I believe I'm about to boost the mids and cut the highs. And yeah, just to get rid of some of that tinny sound because that comes from the high end. So yeah, I dipped the highest down a wee bit, well, quite a considerable amount. Hello everyone and welcome to today's episode. So yeah, less of that click coming through the headphones is there, which is perfectly what I wanted, but it's obviously. Hello everyone and welcome to today's episode. Obviously not great professional recording we've got there, but still not bad for a laptop microphone. So yeah, I believe I'm about to move on to the MIDI effects on my organ that we recorded. So I click on here, make sure I'm on the right channel. After I've felt sort of tampered around with the properties in the actual file, I add an arpeggiator. I always tend to add this onto MIDI files and use up and down. Usually I don't tamper with anything else in an arpeggiator. So yeah, this can be very nifty, but I don't think it sounded too great on this. You'll hear for yourself. So here it is enabled with the arpeggiator. So yeah, usually I wouldn't use that for an organ, of course. I think that's maybe better placed for a sort of lead synth, things like that. But an arpeggiator is always a good idea. It's always a very nifty tool. It can usually bring out a sound quite a bit, but with an organ you might not want to use that too much. I believe I show off some reverb with the organ as well. That's coming up right about right now. So yeah, the reverb on the organ sounded really nice. When I tampered about with it a wee bit, it sounded quite thin, quite dry without the reverb on it. It depends on how you like your organs. If you want your organs very church-like, stay tuned in. So yeah, immediately I dragged down the dry and wet control, because an organ that sounds too much reverb isn't great. So yeah, we'll hear that without the arpeggiator and without the reverb first of all, I believe. Oh, or with the reverb. So yeah, as I was playing that, you could hear some crackling. I wouldn't advise doing that, sort of editing your file halfway through. It won't change your actual file, but it just doesn't sound too great at the time. But yeah, you can just hear there, the organ sounds quite nice. Just turn the size up a wee bit. So yeah, I have a lovely organ on the go there. Fantastic. So I believe I go to a compressor now. This sort of role is to make sure that there's no sort of peaks in the file and it's all under one threshold and it can't go over that line, the visible line you can see in this graphic. Usually with a compressor you want a fast attack and a pretty slow release. So yeah, we'll hear how that sounds. So here I'm just dragging down, and you can hear a pretty audible difference, especially when it's all the way down there. You can hear a pretty audible difference. Usually you don't want to be dragging that down too far. So yeah, last of all, I believe I cover a bit of the master. So I can just jump down to the very bottom track here. Or I might add something else. Don't recall adding anything else. There we go. So yeah, I jumped into the master. And this controls the volume level of your whole project. So all of your tracks get fed to this master, and usually we'll add what's called a limiter onto the master to make sure there's no peaks. This is quite effective, like for a chorus, for example, when you've maybe got more than a few instruments on the go at the one time. Usually I would bring down the overall gain on the limiter for the master to about 60, not 0.60 decibels, or 1. I think I put it down to 1 just for a pretty extreme example. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you for watching today's video. Hope you all enjoyed. Hope you'll learn something new. So yeah, if you've had any questions about this series, the Ableton series, post it down in the comments. And yeah, I look forward to making more videos in the future.